I'm JC Nagerville, and I will be giving my presentation over equal pay for equal work. The Equal Pay Act. The Equal Pay Act was established in the year 1963 and says that men and women in the same workplace must be given equal pay for equal work. The jobs being completed do not need to be identical, but they do need to be similar. And finally, all forms of payment are covered under this act. The different forms of pay that are included are salary, overtime pay, bonuses, stock options, profit sharing, bonus plans, life insurance, vacation and holiday pay, cleaning or gasoline allowances, hotel accommodations, reimbursement for travel expenses, and benefits. Also, Title IX. Title VII. Title VII makes it illegal to discriminate towards someone that is a different sex in terms of payment and benefits. Thus, individuals of America are protected under the EPA as well as Title VII. And then Title VII, the ADEA, and the ADA prohibit compensation discrimination on the basis of race, color, religion, national origin, age, or disability. However, there are two states that do not have any laws or provisions that protect their individuals against unequal pay. These two states are Alabama and Mississippi. All other 48 states do have laws and provisions in place to protect the individuals of those states against unequal pay. Iceland for the win. Iceland is the first country to officially make it illegal to pay men more than women for doing the job of the same nature. The country requires the business to prove that they are abiding by the laws or they are fined. So I read that companies that are bigger than 25 employees must send in records and proof that they are paying the men and the women the same amount of money for the same quality of work, or they will be fined. The starting fine is $250, and it goes up for the amount of discompensation. This went into effect the 1st of January of 2018, and the country is already number one leading in the gender parity, and it is ranked as the top country for the past 9 years in gender equality. And finally, I inserted a little quote by Bernie Sanders this past year that says, "We must follow the example of our brothers and sisters in Iceland and demand equality for equal pay for equal work, regardless of gender, ethnicity, sexuality, or nationality." Around the world, there is gender pay problem in nearly every country of the world. Some of the worst countries that have the largest pay gap include Korea, Estonia, Japan, Latvia, and Chile. However, in many of the countries around the world, the gap has continued to grow smaller and smaller as time passes through the years, which is definitely something that is a positive outlook on the pay gap of the world, that it is getting smaller with time. It might not be happening as quickly as all individuals want it to, but it is making leaps and bounds from years and years ago of what it used to be. The pay gap around the world. Here I just inserted a graph to look at the different countries around the world to compare the percentages of the pay gap, and here I will explain it. Austria has one of the smallest pay gaps in the world, coming in at 15.7%. Next, you have Mexico, tied with Finland, at 16.5%. And then the United Kingdom, 17.5%. The USA has a 17.9% pay difference between men and women. Canada at 19.2%. Israel with 19.3%. Tied at 21.1% is Latvia and Chile. Japan is at 26.6%. Estonia, 28.3%. And finally, the country with the largest pay gap between men and women is the country of Korea. To be more specific, South Korea. Why are men paid more? So, I put in a quote by Jill Gonzalez, 2018, that says, "The demands made by American laws aren't as rigorous, and that may be in part of the people making, enforcing, and implementing the laws are still largely men," which means the individuals that are making these laws are particularly men. And so women feel as if they aren't getting their voice heard in terms of making a dent in the Equal Pay Act. Next, the pay gap still persists because women continue to have disproportionate representation in both corporate leadership positions as well as political ones. Now, this quote is saying that women aren't as present in corporation leaderships as well as political. They do make an appearance, but they aren't as present as the men are in making these decisions and in the public eye. The exceptions of the law. So there are a few different exceptions or loopholes per se that are in the EPA, the Equal Pay Act, or the Title VII, and these are that the law provides exceptions to the requirement if the difference in pay is because of a seniority system, a merit or performance-based system, a system which measures earning by quantity or quality of production expertise. So some of these examples include expertise, such as having a lot more experience, having multiple years under your belt versus somebody who's the first day on the job. Next is the shift differential. This includes having someone work nights versus having someone work the daytime, versus having someone work holidays versus just a regular 9 to 5 on Monday through Friday. The next is the demonstratable factor, such as education and training. So if somebody does have more education than someone else, more training, more expertise, then of course they deserve to be paid more, not based upon their gender or their sexuality or their nationality, anything like that, strictly based upon their education, their training, and their expertise in a certain field. In the workforce, the U.S. Bureau of Labor Statistics data states that there are only about 5 jobs where women's pay is nearly identical to men. These 5 jobs include wholesale and retail buyers, police and sheriff's patrol officers, bookkeepers, accountants, and auditing clerks. And a quote that says, "As women enter an occupation previously dominated by men, pay decreases on that occupation." I also read on this slide, I didn't include it, but that says when women are in more domesticated jobs, that they do tend to earn less money than men do. Some of those examples were being a teacher, being a housekeeper, being a chef, things like that seem domesticated or qualified as domesticated are not, they have a larger pay gap than these jobs, which are more similar in the ratio. So, thank you for watching.